of that, we in the majority caucus have not gotten any information, even if it is from mainstream media or social media, that service has been infected. According to parliamentary practice and procedure, Mr. Speaker has to communicate that to us and say that he's, going to comply with the order. If he does not say he's going to comply with the order, we are going to sit on the majority side because the status quo ante remains. That is why we keep, emphasizing. Parliament operates by rules and procedures, pursuant to our standing orders. And so, currently, as we stand, all right, we are not, in possession of any official information to the effect that Mr. Speaker has been said, and that Mr. Speaker now wants to comply with the order of the Supreme Court.
Can the Speaker serve you when you sit in Parliament this morning and come to read out to you the service has been on here?
That is incumbent upon Mr. Speaker to say so. If he does not say anything and proceeds as if service has not been effected, then his ruling stands.
What are you counting on going on this morning? Are you counting the Speaker to come out to do as you just said, or you expect that normal parliamentary process will be followed?
Well, we expect Mr. Speaker, to proceed with the normal parliamentary business of the House. Okay, and if he does communicate to us that he has been properly served by the court, okay, and that he is complying with the order of the court, then we will do as ordered by Mr. Speaker.
How can he say otherwise? Can he say otherwise?
Why not? If Mr. Speaker can say otherwise to the extent, okay, that his lawyers are contesting the orders, all right, the law is that a void order, all right, should not be complied with.
A void order? A void
order should not be complied with.
A void order means?
A void order is an order that is empty of any legal basis.
All right. The case we are dealing with.
Well, and usually, as lawyers, okay, we advise the clients that even if it is a void order, you must go to court to have the order set aside. In the case of Mr. Speaker, all right, I am reliably informed that his lawyers are currently trying to file processes to set aside the order of the Supreme Court. In that case, the status quo ante, in our view, should stay.
Okay, so you.
Kwesi Bechi any komo. Other for Machi, and yeah, I'm the one of it with your boy Sabre ya. Yes, you are some Rasha Fie, Atinasi and Bashasi.
Why may that say? I'm on the ball had one said now only a union driver for video now bono. Ona Honorable Habu HHN Seminar, one a consumer had me a messenger for no Edom Cassiet TC no do now. Anna Dom Kuman my NPT side so Nipa there for and a Wahanam. Now some know Habibu Ekan Waterman and one who are coming Abujan so it is what I say. I say no parliament to be go now on dance so that I say Obama or don't pay at them on TSA say Obi man who come and be a man got them. Now Honorable Kwame Abuja mention what let me share Nilum Pinam here only didn't come out if I saw FM TV was so. So, anything about the minister or if I made dinner over any one son of parliament.
And this before you're ready, sir. You must have a record chamber.
When one is we can say, what standard your court at them or the buying in the APR. You won't see Namu the Diamoda that the minority are there.
I do 6. I'm a directive there. We'll take we'll reflect on whatever Mr. Speaker says.
Why are you for day and come on and I'm giving a demonstration don't need to be all near the woman normal in the moment.
No, you see, the questions are media Bisano. And your question Bisa question no say. I am past say Yemiano 4. Aqua filing on the ticket of a party or independent, breaching Article 97, 1 G and H and then they have not denied it. And to say, ASR, do we even have to discuss this? They have breached the law. And the Supreme Court, just as they did with the fact that Ghana birth certificate is not proof of identity, I think it's a bizarre and a warped decision. It's a similar decision. It's not based on any law. And the Thursday, when I took free parliament, we left parliament as majority. This morning, NDC caucus is majority.
Kwame.
Yanko chikakra. Na ne nsam no ye on party a. Na che so omugina ba bi omugina na say based on the mamra ne kano article 97 1G and H. So long as say mrasobedwafo 9 ayo madwe so omunya ne omo party no enko wa bro omo ko abato ri no omo angasa yi omo hwadi meboa
Kwame sapete na de omo say parliament etrance no omo du omo djuma obra omo di djuma no obie no kwan so no kwan so omo tini omo djuma dada mamra no emo omo kwan na so omo du omo djuma wie no obi se won tiase a obeko Supreme Court for institution means asema parliament ayi aseni na semra o ma seni gina o ma seni Supreme Court obi se emra kwan so ana endo parliament eni o ha dia ho but the parliament di ni djuma the Supreme Court another court to be another in gina ba dia ka se no ma mu di ni djuma akopin se ye assembly dishini obi di assembly aba court to transfer no eno parliament obi a emra na mo kwan so bi fi mu kwa but the parliament na transfer na o mu nyanse mu se do mu fi o mu niema o mu fi se well as in the young chairman determination of the Supreme Court or the investigation through the DIN and MRA. Every human can so much because they are masters of their own business. It will be anything to no quantity. Only to sound when Yama extend their own PPR, Sentia Seba, a family and Tema, Tano Motuma over the years. If you hear any the speaker back, now a beer of a cassette is Supreme Court coming to me. NBC caucus, no, any trouble, as a Kuma, a copy of the Supreme Court to be assembly. Na MPP nation cha be dem tra asedom kase Supreme Court be assembly ya next afenini na atiasia and on be debate so muti ase se stand ye pen edidi eni honom but the kobani say if a kasa no so omu debate no so mu atiasia omu atiasia into game ina ye no mbisi enu na parliament edebe ye aduma na no chi no bi atiasia no person o sa court for interpretation and there emebi enso mu kwan exam no mu ye omu nema eto no omu ka ma se wi na so afenini ni na nyantiasia omo wi ombe tete mo de mi bra kuma sem patent ase ye ki me ya no mo do mo sabo obe kokofie ya ko no mo bi sa no ma ye over the years om de Ghana parliament do have 32 years no o ma ya no okay sa na ha no mo sise ne tie e ye se den e me kan se a se ne ma bi akọ
okay kwasi ye di nkomo kakra emfa bambo ho na ubu se ono abo agboja government say sniffer dogs anase enkrama omu hwehwia no ma asrafo de omu ne na mo no bibi e normal wo ye sentwani a wo ye adwuma omraso bedwafie wo achepa wo bibi se pay na se wo hwe deputy marshal the statement or the beto abontia na wo dai na di se omu be hye bambo mu kina no na wei na no wo pa akira na
kwan me da se sa sojafo no mu kama no mu be fi ha no mle ni na ta de otasi state of the nation address ana special budget and the anopano ba na sojafo no di card in kama ba hin fi ho no mu ni ade asa special so man panyi ba ho no about the kasa ba me gidi say dey na nso akoye e dia special day no ni dia sojafo no e din kama ne ba ha on ba be but sunday no asojafo no kwa me so mu commander na ka je so o mu kohwe washroom ni ade no mu ni no adwuma no mu nko e din say sojafo mu ye yu adwuma no ma free hanom that's all me say be na class ya bambo ehye masha any police fo a ye yu mama me say be jom ana bambo ehye mu nsa enti ansa third party bi bitima ba hanom bi and dey say bia Mr. Chris speaker need dia wo free dia reinforcement enti so ya fording kama ba din din ya hanom dey fi say na hu bi da state of the nation address so ya fording kama ba but na dey na state of the nation address but bia say there that any send akwa special bia dey be because of the Supreme Court can and enti media so ya fording dey kama ne sa ba hanom anope
afa yemra mraso bedwafo no ankasa os yerim se bo na otwe pepepa eno bewura chamber ho akotena ase already tweba mentwe di kan koso afa ne ya ono obodo anodon pre ekowura ho ade ba kwa na menti ase wo ono obo anodon pre ne nsemode tudwa ade se statement ba bonti na free deputy marshal ho a na change se ya ye de ato akwa mu ma enede entrance dwumadie no is it a case minority for no or man for many amoswana yan communicate atro mo ana and afa so or therefore ubetimi aboamam mahu ebi ubetimi ni obi edi nkomo afa ho a sa akukoduro na ewo eye domkuma afo ni mo no efa na free ase o ma wi ata so se ba bia no mote na no no ehwa no mbetra ne eno so free
Kwame, any say Fibia, Sana, Mercedes for an asset, Amanofo, Munema. Say about Obi Kadibisi, say, the Oma fighting, where they are not Oma fighting because the thing is, any part and Naya Omo Mercedes, as Oma Jane say, Ombeko content crow and any part could be I and Jane say, obviously content crow, Aqua political party, Diana, say, Anibia, Adiana. Constitution Article 70, 97, 1G each in Eka. The Hana said they are thankful for Omunia content crowd and only political party. It's a one there. Let's say NDC caucus abe 136 and the NTP caucus abe 165. 18 by parliamentary practice by constitution. A Donkumani NDC for Canada, Donkumani NDC for this only majority. And the speaker at the reading number. Omu Biao apart from speaker. Because speaker, a judges no chief justice, executive chief president, and I'm a legislature. I must be a phone speaker. Until somehow speaker beka omu the best sorry no, and then we must until say obi di motion about the ten speaker some okay no. That's a emra or my jatuma ayetuma. Until none they obi di so mu kwa say ombetna edonkuma na edomkese na fa edomkese say. Now we are what the robots and we see and edomkese. Na ora do no pre eben kakra e bi na say woni ku san kwese ba ku bi na me so no on dem ano e di ma che mo bi kata na me so na do ano be ni bi ko ma
question me busa ni say sa statement na deputy marshal ensa asia e che ene dan hihye no ada honorable anodom pre na ni amoso ana bisa no
so ono de ono manu no for which
hello, therefore. Hello. Okay, but my man Yanti say, or therefore, being honorable, another minority chief weapon. Now, one no Eddie Como, Eddie Afa, a year, Sancho, and a day, Masabeja for, Ejina so, Eddie Mujuma, Kaisa, a deputy Masano, and an sa, a secretana, a better bonting, Eswo, Asia. And na me bisa say ada nani amoso wanhunu ansa na krata no kra beba abontino omom panimfo na wo mo mrahye bedwa fie ho no yanka njomo no munim eneda ya oba ntami wo bewura eye chemba ho. Yes, you.
Yeah, ni cheche mo de ma me say oyo bia oba adwumantem pa and ma se bedwa o se ni ko oba adwumantem a ono ana owura kwa me abuja omuta oba adwumantem pa. If you take more demand, you see, and say, or buy in Canon, or Bubusa, a bamboo for the Wahan, say, or victim of Trasiana, and a woman, a crime man, or Trasi, anything of Trasi, but our mouth with any bad motive and I said, the Asa. If you will be a to be and to be a bamboo for a man, a crime man, or Trasi, for but why not or say, only meaning Casa or for but you always a good man, set Minka, and I know.
Is that to say, Cratano, better wanted when you watch because answer krata bi sabe bado empanifo wo fioro si ani ombedi hu komo
Kwame tenka idea o man mu kwama me na kasa this will be the follow up question to him say o krata na na we hu but we say on me komo fo but we be to say kakra na on timinka na o kasa on me kasa o fo but you kasa o kasa sending kan you no kasa me say idea anko man ho kwa nke busa na question we say but no answer na Dom Kumano should be able to say, I didn't know about for the man who found man inside. So I just got some of the buy, and yes, I have a speaker, she said, but no name say, no, what you say, and I can't say, and the Satan will find to be run Mohammed, pay more. And Kuna Mamma for na carbon, Ama, or may you appear. I say about Matibia for Dom Kumano, Dom Castillion, and a majority, minority, MPP, and this woman made up on here. Yes, that's a normal thing before necessary. I find number one, you now, but you have a head and let's say, Matibia for.
Solid. Mesa banche na ya twan komo so. Basa de ya ekoso abambo foi e ma ho kwan ma honorable anodom breko wura ho no. E lead me to sa issue ya honorable right honorable speaker erezi ye. E for the way wo ka asema na wo say ye adwuma na say e wo say ejina omo bi omo ye adwuma na so bedwa fie ho no. Omo mo amane NCP. For instance, the last time I think one of the clerks directive via speaker issue here and anka adie ba betia omo ba be bobo nsem ho e beti anse krata a leak wo baby Eric when this has some yet wabra me mo acha mo akwaba and a big day
and a big day me this said do na 80 power fm any more share TV XYZ no na or therefore kasa no I understood him his parliamentary press corps and your kasa na wan kasa here na say oni evidence bia he can be queried by parliament because he's technically a staff of parliament and to say in some na ubisa no he was very careful but the fact is any decision that comes out of parliament the leadership of parliament is aware and this is a very very important day because we are close to a constitutional crisis and it's a banisa any decision or any advice or any recommendation coming from ABR Marshal parliament or Mumpening for and as speaker of parliament it cannot happen on the blind side of the whips. The reason is this,
and they are part of leadership.
Because parliament na anka omubi omotinase 10 o'clock.
That's right.
Edu baby omotinase 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Sometimes na ban say bia nhehye wo ho and na so mo abai they are going to sit for about 2 more weeks. Na just say almost sorry after 2 weeks omo mabium till 6th of January when the old parliament ASR 8 parliament ebebewu na foforo no so aba sa mre no no mbetena ho nti akabe 14 days 15 days and under 2 weeks for them to sit to end this tenure and it's a parliament eba betena say 8 o'clock I don't think say the whips will not know and to that extent inform their members to be present early.
That's right.
NDC MPs a press conference say kwan bia so speaker no na ebetie no na omugidi say speaker no the oye no mfomso bia eni so na minority NPP side no say omodie court na edi asama ma omo omugidi wo court mu na enrechi apenyumakin ebeka say omodie they are not ready for a showdown enti amoba na omohwe na NDC for gidigidi ombe nante apie they were part of the strategy to hoodwink NDC for say ISM ade no kra menyame mfa enti we ni to nchempe na wafa enti they are not don prayer no enida ho boni he knew he's aware and when he entered parliament for instance we say parliament omo year renovation wo honity omo Accra International Conference Center enti owura honom no he will enter through the main gate
but I want any asem no also was okaye eche joy and okaye bi che or therefore kwesi beche wo power FM TV XYZ say answer no obewura chamber nankasa kasa no obusa bambo for so wakwenya say obetima ko and a bambo for the man kwan
they have been arranged it is arranged and I'll say it obi epono no on challenge me say me dintro it is arranged look when you get such directives from ABR National Security and Ghana Police Service say we want to protect the Speaker of Parliament. Look at the tone of the statement.
That's right.
It is for the safety of the Speaker of Parliament, for the MPs, to the extent say ABR MPs bodyguards, you know the bodyguards are armed. They will not be allowed into the chamber. That the public gallery is closed to you and other people who don't have that exit and also license to enter Parliament. You know, it tells you that the profiling is at a different level. It is for anybody who is the head of security there to know this, and because they said 8 a.m. would mean say they must be there in advance. In time say from Enranajo, when they would have placed people at vantage point to make sure say they are protecting Parliament as it is na baby no, they will be there very early enough.
It is argument about say what
was the briefing? Look, before security men are moved to any location for operations, the NSA will be a friend debriefing and briefing. You be more guidelines. And then what you said these are strict rules that must not be compromised with. It near all be a prono that person received briefing before. And so what you got this briefing that it is supposed to be open at 8, and also your zombies, and now they are not really security men or party boys. And they are sure because any pani security near more briefing say it will be open at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
This category of people can enter.
That's right.
And there's their identity. We are bringing sniffer dogs. The ABS scanners ebanise na embo 8 o'clock. Uma obi obrem say be the minim then it means something is going wrong.
It's a balance on the because in the case of Owura, a year Bosompim Thomas Bosom.
No, me answer no. Let me say. I'm not done pray. O din trose onu de oba honom ntem and oko. Or therefore cast of mobile parliament in them. Do they come to parliament at 6 a.m.? The incident happened before 7 a.m. It's all therefore telling me say a friend say I'm not done pray or be jumema or no I'm match 5 no abedu on mana. And the question mo bantem. But sir some no onima me I'm disagreeing with my reporter. Say onima onye din but the fact must be put across. The fact must be put across. Yes, he's reporting. Yes. My preamble was that because he's a parliamentary correspondent, he's almost gagged to say it as it is. No, China, on person because I don't have a problem. But me person me use to say video way. A Gina so say they are not done prayer, the whole bunny planned, and it is an affront to the directives from the Speaker of Parliament.
And that is why I'm asking. At the end, was a to near or bambonina. Wususu say wo boy so ema ye bu speaker danimtia and there was a because in the case of Bosompem Yasamono
yes
and I'm so
Bosompem a staff of parliament.
That's right.
And to all staff of parliament, he is under the office of the Speaker of Parliament, who is the head of parliament as a constitutional body.
That's right.
And no speaker be di nejuma. And all of us will be interested in how speaker handles the case because this is not the first time. Say e-levy issues be by Emma Hansard no nipa dodoa na more that they were present at the time when the decisions were being taken. Adia chin no speaker who say bi mu din efri mu Emma yebo clerk no koko say on koye mistakes no. This is not the first time.
Yeah.
So it is making me suspicious say e bia na nkofo bi ewo parliament or juma as clerks, but they have their own political motive, and what they are doing is undermining proceedings of parliament. And proceedings, baby, yakasa, they have to edit it and make sure everything is correct. Now, work on leaky because you want to enhance somebody's work in parliament. But so na police near obi epono. What can happen
in this case? I'm not clear. I'm not done press a marshal of parliament. And a man of South Kenyano, one police, one soldier, was a marshal for no, and a man wine.
Me say, I still don't believe him. And if or not say marshal, it's on record. It is up to the speaker to find out from the marshal why he breached that directive by his superior. That is the first thing. Because once 2020 January. 2021 January, the course a soldier for every parliament. That issue is still there. Last Sunday, Kwame Agboja can say, Saban Sesan, they will investigate that thing.
That's right.
And then he sent that directive again to security operatives that those who may be sent there for a certain agenda, if nothing happens to them today, tomorrow is pregnant. And to me, say, anybody who has camera. And I believe that if Parliament wants to go a step further, they should deploy some people to take footages of everything that is happening. Because a normal air course, it is like the system is abused, and institutions of state that must be seen to be acting on in some air course no more buomuni guso. Na kwa say yen e wa ban mu enti say won pa fine. E won ti ase a fakwa court, and then the court will do the dribbling as we all know. Enti me dey say that evidence must be there. If the evidence is there, now when you may be found in a certain footage doing something in breach of directives, rules, regulations, and then normal amount now. And say new and now ochina embra enu bedi. Okay,
question be abusa eye order for mama busa. Say utie eye dom kumano. Sabre dom kumano. Utie omo a. Say the musika say akukodro ni aresemu bi e wo mo kasa mu. The same thing can be said of Dom Cassiano Afano. Sa our Toswani Akugodrona divided no. A funny free. Nizu as obey. I've also tried to reconcile with the Speaker of Parliament actually on the social media handle. But some of to screen so now Yanina Yanking Cabo Power 979 and a TV XYZ Ghana. The Speaker of Parliament actually and workers and God bless our homeland Ghana. Obienu was so a chain a institution and as an individual be anyone also change your member no what reconcile way to feelings be a new year media to anima and then I walk around
Majidi say Cecilia baby edu no senior and normal ebekono ni nyina ejina Bagbin so.
That's right.
Bagbin is an experienced member of parliament. If you look at all those in the house called parliament now, he probably comes across as the most experienced with the longest in terms of serving the house.
That's right.
He's a lawyer. And Amijidi say so with what she said no to na he's very careful.
Yeah.
He has a certain objective of protecting Ghana's interest.
That's right.
And not the interest of even the political party
Our
he belongs to.
yeah.
And to do baby NDC for kra and no konto kwa jano. Say or ye no mabia omweni angel.
Yeah.
But their akosono, it's not the first time. It's not the second time. It will look like some people are interested in using the Supreme Court under the caveat of law and a constitutional interpretation and using that as a source to manipulate the processes.
And as well
because
parliament
yeah. Harun Edrusu Eka Bibi say, and anybody can go and Google and find out, say it will look like government is trying to use the Supreme Court to shift or turn the weight of membership in the House. Waka Besenko. Some no na James Jechikwe sini sansem no koso. Banisana Supreme Court bekanene say ebia MPs anan na ye declare omo seat vacant no. That issue affects the interest of the people. But that same court supervised the declaration say James Jechikwe even when the case was supposed to be trending, say or no on to me in call for even to the extent that when the man was supposed to be going to his constituency to contest, there was kind of, I say it is a form of manipulation where the case was being heard on daily basis. Edu baby na to force in our court. Speaker cry make appeal to Chief Justice. Say ebe here to force in a leader of parliament. Omo be here no and to say every day onko court no omo say de bi yentie kopem tama jakpa ni tape eba ya asem no akoye de asem akoye. So over the period no it will look as if some institutions are being used to undermine another key arm of government. And teno na nkofo e kan say constitutional crisis yaba. If Bagbin wants to go according to what he believes is the parliament or more normal standing orders.
Yes,
so person jina ne nhyehyeye so a megide say on form ye onye bibi boni bia enti amanfo e kasa ni nyina hu say omo kasa omuntumi nkasa dia Supreme Court no waye no omo say asem no na se ametie Okujeto who is a former president of the Ghana Bar Association. It has not finished or taken a decision on the case yet. It is just a preliminary order. If a preliminary order is has no terms of bia time ebesia na kwa say forever man na waka baby ne friend saying say John Becca say emrana and two orders na da parliament says stay of execution afebo. Now how do you determine a case that's so sensitive of interest to both sides of the house when many people would have thought say at least within 10 days and because now waka say forever? It means say they are going to handle it just as it is they are dealing with the LGBTQ plus for forever. E-levies or a minority then went to parliament and then they agended it and up to now forever. So it will look like some cases forever for a certain strategy and I be so fast tracking. And to me, I'm expecting that when the speaker eventually arrives in the house, depending on how the two sides manage themselves as they enter the chamber,
there's like 7 minutes.
There's the likelihood of chaos. There's the likelihood of obiabetina baby opebia.
That's right.
Whether it is the left side or the right side. Speaker bar or no bekasa okasa we are whether ebimu will gather to go to the left or to the right, and whether there will be disobedience or debate, or eventually if the speaker will say send your confusion akoye in the interest of the
country and
I'm going to use a very strong word. The hypocrite institutions are akoye se bonia ekoso e wo Ghana ha enoma ekoso a affect institutions of state good anymase. I said they have been sitting on the fence. I've seen Peace Council yesterday saying that we are trying to reach out to the speaker, to whatever minority side. Let us see how we can resolve it. I've seen a statement by CDD that the speaker should allow the Supreme Court ruling to go, and if they have any reason, they should appeal the ruling by the Supreme Court. Appeal under SC5, or say unanimous 5 or that unanimous 7. One will say an institution of state. If you listen to all the constitutional lawyers, prominent ones who have spoken, they have been blunt. In fact, Kennedy Atta was blunt by saying that the Supreme Court is virtually doing politics.
That's right.
And these are people who are spoken. The former Ghana School of Law,